Now, one of the issues that we also face, of course, is the attack on public education workers. And in Oakland, there's likely to be a strike, and in Los Angeles at the UTLA. Now, what are they saying? They're saying that they don't have money. They don't have money for the teachers. They don't have money for the wages of the teachers. In Los Angeles and in Oakland, these places have billions of dollars. California has a budget surplus of $13 billion, and they expect to have a budget surplus of $48 billion by the end of next year, and they don't have money for teachers and education? I don't believe that. Because what is happening as part of privatization, the same kind of privatization that's going on in France, is they're setting up charter schools. Charter schools, Zuckerberg, Facebook, the Hilton, Gates Foundation. These foundations are actually using their billions to set up charter schools. The Walton family, which owns Walmart, is setting up charter schools. Why are we setting up more charter schools when we need money for public schools? That's what people have to ask. Why are these billionaires, they say they want to help us. They're not helping us. They're screwing us. They're taking away our public education. So these schools that they're setting up, charter schools, are basically for profiteering. They want to profitize education. They want to make money, billions of dollars in education. They don't have enough money already, so they're using tax subsidies to set up charter schools. They're destroying teachers. They have what they call collocation, where they set up private schools on a public school property, and they disrupt the schools. This is destructive for students. And they target minority students. They target Latino students. They target African American students, and they say the only way you're going to get a good education is to go to a charter school. Why do you have to go to a lottery to get a good education in California? Why do you need to go to a lottery to get a good education in California? We used to have a master plan. It used to be free to go to education in California. Do people remember that? It used to be free to get an education. Now you have to pay, and college students retire with $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 in debt. This is an outrage. This is an outrage. The people of California have the right to public education. We have all the wealth here, like they have all the wealth in France. Now, another struggle that's going on is the Peralta Faculty Association and the attack on the community college system. City College, they're trying to privatize and sell off the reservoirs, but also at Peralta, they're trying to at Lady sell it off to the AT&T, or not AT&T, to the A's. And who owns the A's? It's John Fisher, who owns the Gap Corporation. The same people who are supporting Rocket Ship and the KIPP schools. Isn't it a strange world where you have somebody who says he wants to help you by stealing your school, stealing your college? So we're going to have John Holmes speak again about the struggle of Peralta faculty teachers.
Anyway, I'm up here a second time because besides being a retired printer, for the last 10 years I've been teaching history in the colleges. And I'll tell you, so I'm a member of Peralta Federation of Teachers 1603. And by the way, we beat the efforts to sell off Peralta land to the A's. And the union played a big role in doing that, which is one reason why that PFT 1603 is not quite as dead as some of the other unions or some of the other public education unions. And so yeah, so I'm a member of the union. I'm also I'm a member of the part-timers committee of the union, and I was hired for a couple of months during the election season to be organized on a temporary basis to recruit members back into the union, as made necessary by the Janice decision, which hopefully you know about that. Don't want to go into that. But the main thing I want to talk about is what's going on in public education, because what's going on in the public schools in Oakland, which is leading the teachers to a situation where the union leadership is being compelled to talk about strikes. You have exactly the same thing going on in community colleges for the same reason. I taught for about 7 years in Diagonal Valley College, San Ramon, in the whitest and richest part of Contra Costa County, until they ran me out for being a troublemaker. And I can tell you, the difference is like night and day. The Oakland Public Schools and the Peralta Community College system have always gotten the crappy end of the stick because the population of the East Bay is too poor and not white enough to get money. And that's why it is. I'll tell you, Merritt College is amazing. Everywhere you go around Merritt College, the elevators aren't working half the time. including when this is a violation of the disability law. It only got fixed when the union filed a grievance. Back in September, one of the athletes, a woman athlete in the program, was injured on the field, and they didn't have a nurse to help her out, which is another violation of law. That's an example of just how bad things are. The computers are falling apart. Everything is falling apart at Merritt College, and Laney is probably even worse. So what we need to do, we need to act together with the Oakland teachers as they go on strike. The union needs to mobilize. Actually, the union, it was pushed into it by the rank and file, but PFT 1603 played a major role in heading up the coalition, which defeated the efforts of the Oakland A's to essentially destroy Laney College by taking away land right next to Laney and turning it into a stadium, which would have been utterly destructive to Laney College. So we defeated that. And a large part because it wasn't just union action. Students were involved. The community was involved. The Chinatown community was up in arms about it, of course. They're right next door to it. And that's what we need. The unions, like my union, need to organize together with all the other unions. All the different unions should unite and should merge, actually. And unite together with the community. With the oppressed minority communities who in Oakland are turning into the majority, and fight against everything being done by the ruling class, the Democratic or Republican. So that's what I'm for. Thank you.
Anyone else want to speak?
Let's walk.
Yeah, okay, we can walk for now we go to I'm not the prison. 6 months away.
If I'm around, I will definitely. You will be there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, great. City Bank Hill, down there, 2 blocks.